Hey, this is Transformation Fridays. I'm Chani, and today we're going to talk about transformation. I find it super funny that we haven't talked about transformation yet. So it's interesting. In my practice, differentiate change from transformation. They're both a part of our journey. They're both inevitable and inherent aspects of growth. And growth is what we're doing. We're growing. There's no way around that. We are growing and expanding into the more of ourselves. When we allow that to be a free-flowing experience, it comes with a lot more ease. And so change and transformation, for me, it was important to differentiate in my practice because the way that we experience them is very different, right? So change, I look at as a more personal level experience. We change at a personal level. Whereas transformation, I look at as something that we experience at a soul level. And what that means is that change is a lot more apparent, right? So you see change, you notice change. Change can be something that is visceral. It brings us a lot of gratification to know that we can change from one thing to another, that we have that command and that choice. Transformation is something that you don't necessarily see. And the reason you don't necessarily see it is because when something transforms, there is no evidence of what once was. And so you can get a little bit of a glimpse of this when we look at the etymologies of these words. The etymology of change looks at exchange, right? So you're sort of trading one thing for another. And again, change is great. I want us to all be in a much more fluid place with change where we know it's coming. Change is always upon us in the form of everything in our lives, our relationship dynamics, our relationships with ourselves, our children, our homes, our jobs, all of these things change. And when we can start to allow that and accept that with more fluidity, it just creates a lot more ease in our experience as human beings. Whereas transformation, you don't see as much. And the reason is, like I said, because the remains of what once was are no longer there. The etymology of the word transformation looks into metamorphosis. And so that truly shows you that there's this, and the butterfly analogy, right? Something going from a caterpillar to a butterfly, where you couldn't tell that that butterfly was once a caterpillar because it has truly transformed. And so this can happen in different aspects of our lives. And the reason I say that it's different from change is because it's happening at this soul level. So what does that mean? It means that at a soul level, you're collecting experience, you're collecting data, you're collecting all of these beautiful changes that are happening in your life, whether or not you see them as beautiful in the moment, right? Your soul sees everything in that way. And so as you go through life, the soul level shifts, and when you've experienced one of these, you have fundamentally transformed. Right? Like there is an aspect of you that is no longer fucking there, and nobody can tell you otherwise, right? And so transformation is something that you feel, but you don't necessarily see, right? And change can lead up to transformation. There can be a lot of changes that sort of lead up to it. And a lot of times I think that that's kind of how it happens for us, right? So it's been really important for me in my practice to differentiate these things, because I do believe that we're like absolutely sovereign creators of our reality. We're all trying to get a handle on this shit. We're all trying to figure out how to navigate reality in these bodies, right? And so transformation and change are happening through those three principles. And I'll leave you guys with this. So the three principles that are always in operation when you are a conscious being, even when you're not a conscious being, but from our lens, is the soul, the mind, and the body. And so you experience transformation and change through those principles. The mind is what is correlating the soul, which is consciousness, to how it operates within the body. And so these three elements are, or principles rather, are always at play. And when you change and when you transform, you're going to have a different level of experience within that framework. So I hope that that's helpful. I hope that it makes sense. Let me know if you have questions, and I'll see you guys next week.